Hello, everybody. This is Samus Mahomes here. I'm gonna be honest. See the artist of the thumbnail, Icarus of the Lovely Forest, SIYS. Wow, I wonder who made that awesome thumbnail. That totally wasn't made in under 3 hours because the artist was traveling the next day and couldn't put in more effort. Well, you did a great job. Wow, I actually just noticed your avatar there. Nice. I'm gonna get into the starting bullpen here. Rotation. I don't really know a lot about VTubing. Like, at all. You know, I mean, I'm getting a little older. The world passes me by a little more each day. But, you know what I do understand? I understand financial fuckery quite well. I'm not too old to understand that crap. And, it looks like we may be looking into some major financial fuckery by VShojo. We're going to take a look here. Take a look at the starting screen shit. Whoops. It's a little technical error. Alright, this is from Justin Gunrun, who apparently is the CEO of the English branch of the shoujo. Hello, Toya. The shoujo has failed, and I've mismanaged the company into the situation you're all witnessing. So today I am sharing the difficult news that V Shoujo is shutting down, and I take full responsibility for the decisions that led us to this point. I've been doing everything I can to fundraise and right the ship these past few months, but despite my efforts, we are in a worse position, and those I care about are now paying the price. Over the past few years, we raised around $11 million to pursue a bold, talent-first approach in VTubing, prioritizing creators and community over short-term profits to achieve long-term sustainability. Our funding went directly to our creators through generous splits, debut investments, infrastructure, concerts, events, and staffing, all designed to support them. I don't really know much about VTubing, but I do understand that it's basically like a VR model. It's not actually... So, a lot of the money with concert reservations tend to be, reserving the building, getting the time, getting tickets in. So, what infrastructure were you putting in for a concert that you could pretty much put in a VR chat room? You ask me. This is just the first to kind of tip me off. Well, it's not the first, but it's definitely not going to be the last. We also wanted talent to own their own intellectual property, which we knew was a unique creator-first approach for an agency. However, despite all our efforts, the business failed to generate the revenue we needed to sustain that model, and eventually we ran out of money. Additionally, I acknowledge that some of the money spent by the company was raised in connection with talent activity, which I later learned, hello, hello, oh, shit. Hello, Deathwing. Holy crap, I'm so sorry.
What are you talking about? Why are you getting me all mixed up?
I don't know, you both like anime. I'm not thinking clearly.
You're good.
A little hard of thinking right now.
Also, yeah, you're at this. Oh, you're this. Yeah, this was interesting.
Yeah, I'm basically leading off with this just because, and there's also the, they having their sort of, fuck this, I'm breaking the NDA
now. Fair enough.
But, so, I was just kind of reading this off just as a bit of a, almost kind of like, I'll finish reading this, and and I'll ask you, hey, what the hell led up to this? So,
all right, yeah, go on ahead.
Yep. However, despite all our efforts, the business failed to generate the revenue we needed to sustain that model, and eventually we ran out of money. Additionally, I acknowledge that some of the money spent by the company was raised in connection with talent activity, which I later learned was intended for a charitable initiative. At the time, we were working hard to raise additional investment capital to cover our costs. And I firmly believe, based on the information available to us, that we would be able to do so and cover all expenses. We were unsuccessful in our fundraising efforts. I made the decision to pursue funding, and I own its consequences. I am deeply sorry to all the talent, staff, friends, and community members who believe in our brand. You did not deserve this, Justin Gunrun. And from what I understand, Deathwing, I was kind of thinking some of this sounded like bullshit. You are... Oh. This is absolutely bullshit, according... Would I be wrong?
All of it is. Also, there's a little bit of somebody that's right behind me, so you might be hearing Atlas in the background.
Hello, Atlas.
Hello, how are we doing? Hello.
Yeah, doing all right. Thank God there's only 3 people, including Steelball Caston, who says yo.
Yeah. No, I told them to chime in on the stream. So, no, not some of it is bullshit. All of it is. Do you want me to dissect this?
Yes, let's go line by line. Let's go.
All right. All right, Visho just failed, and I have mismanaged the company into the situation you're all witnessing. That's a big understatement. Um, you didn't mismanage anything. You basically for the last 2 years dragged this company into the ground because of your piss poor decision making especially when it came to your contracts towards your talents. Today, I'm sharing the difficult news that V Shoujo is shutting down. I take full responsibility that for the decisions that led us to this point. I don't think running off with all of whatever left money you have left over is taking responsibility because so far you have not paid any of your talents as far as anybody is aware because none of them have made it public uh, by any means of the imagination that you've paid them. So no, uh, in some cases, some of these women they were pretty vague on how much money they were owed. Um, some of them said that they basically the amount of money that this guy owns is equivalent to like to a very expensive Ferrari. So more of in the hundreds of thousands of dollars that they are owed from this motherfucker. I am doing everything I can to fundraise and write. I've been doing everything I can to fundraise and write the ship these last few months, but despite my efforts, we are in a worse position, and those I care about are now paying the price. No, you didn't. All you cared about was trying to make sure that the optics for your company was all good and dandy, and for at least as far as the public's viewpoint goes.
I mean,
But
they're
other
putting
than
ads in Shibuya. Clearly, that's the mark of a successful, company.
right, yeah, it's not like putting. It's not like paying your fucking talents what they deserve isn't going to help with a successful company. Um, but yeah, no, that and oh god, let me see here. Read that again. Worst position and pay the price. No, you. The thing is with this little bit. Oh, actually, no, that's the next paragraph. I'll get into that. For the last few years, we raised $11 million to pursue our bold, talent first approach in VTubing. Bullshit. And not only that, where's the fucking money, Lebowski? Because as far as we know, we don't know where that $11 million went. Because somehow it magically disappeared.
Almost like it went up
Hence,
someone's nose.
no, probably cocaine and hookers in Vegas. Um, Prioritizing creators and community over short-term profits to achieve long-term sustainability. That is the absolute opposite of what you fucking did. So, no, bullshit. Our funding went directly to the creators through generous splits. 50-50 is not a generous split. So, no, another lie. Debut investments. No, that's also another lie. I'll get into that after we're done with this. Infrastructure, concerts, events, and staffing. No, everyone was underpaid and and it wasn't just the talents that actually were leaving the fucking company. So, no, a lot of the other staff members could attest to that. Um, all designed to support them. We also wanted a talent. We also wanted talent to own their IP, which we knew was a unique creator-first approach for the agency. Um, sure, you could say that for some of them, not for all of them, though.
Okay, not for
However,
all of them. Well, what do you mean?
uh, some of them were presented with contracts to have their IPs get owned.
I see.
Yeah. Despite that, but thankfully, none of them really signed that contract. Uh, However, despite all our efforts, the business failed to generate the revenue we needed to sustain that model. Eventually, we ran out of money. Um, no, you took that money away, and you said on case on stream that there was plenty of money going in and out of the company. So there was apparently good cash flow, unless that was another fucking lie and you magically lost the 11 million. Um, Additionally, I acknowledge that some of the money spent by the company that was raised in connection with the talent agent activity, which I later, which I later learned was intended for a charitable initiative. That is a bullshit. You didn't just learn about that it was for a charity. You knew about that way beforehand. You were passed that money to give to the charity, and you said, "Ooh, free money! I'm going to go do whatever the fuck I want with it." You even knew about the charity stream because you advertised it on your fucking page, and multiple fucking content creators that were also partnered with Twitch tweeted about that, and you retweeted it. Particularly Ludwig's fucking tweet about that, about him being surpassed by Iron Mouse in the subathon event for that fundraiser. So no, you knew. That is a fucking flat out lie right there. At the time, we were working hard to raise additional investment capital to cover our costs, and then I firmly believe, based on the information available to us, that we would be able to do so and cover all expenses. If that was the case, we would know where the $11 million would have went. But that didn't fucking happen. And on top of that, with the $11 million that you, quote unquote, generated over the last 5 years, you would have paid your talents on time. We were unsuccessful with our fundraising efforts, and I made the decision to pursue funding, and I own its consequences. I am deeply sorry for all the talent, staff, friends, and community members who believed in our brand. You do not deserve this, or you did not deserve this. You're right. They didn't deserve this. They didn't deserve your manipulations and greed and gaslighting and all of that shit.
So what led to this point?
Well, the whole thing about Iron Mouse, learning about the fact that all of the charity money, the $500,000 that she wanted donated to the IDF, which is the immunity deficiency fund.
Yeah, and before you get any bunch of illiterate people screaming about how she's funding genocide.
Yeah, no. Yeah, the deficiency fuck. Goddamn
Deficiency foundation.
Genocide. But immunity deficiency
Sneeze on them, that's
fund,
all you gotta do.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no. She wanted the $500K sent to that fundraiser, and she learned that never happened. And she, after learning that, basically said, "You know what? I am sick and tired of this abuse. I'm sick and tired of this manipulation. I'm sick and tired of the underpay. And now this whole thing, when it comes to that in regards, is now my breaking point. I am quitting VShojo, and within a 24-hour time frame of that, all of the talents quit, one after the other, and now within 24 hours after Iron Mouse made the announcement that she quit VShojo, VShojo is now officially shut down.
So, I don't know. Maybe I think our audience might want to watch the video in particular that started all this.
Yeah, go ahead. Just go type in Iron Mouse, and it will probably be the first thing that'll pop right up on YouTube.
Or hold on, just a minute.
Oh.
This is why I hate having to do this to save like premium processing power.
Yeah, this is why I have premium.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ads are frickin' gay.
Yep.
I'm sharing the. Yep. All right.
Enjoy.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy.
All right, let's watch some.
I am leaving VShojo. Unfortunately, I recently found out that for the past couple of months, I have been misled by VShojo. With the information that I currently have, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the thing that hurts me the most is that the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, and also the reason why I'm here today, is owed over $500,000 from VShojo. I know that this is a lot, and it's very important for me to be honest with all of you. I really want to tell you everything, but unfortunately right now, I have been instructed by my attorney to wait for more of the legal procedure to unfold. So one day, I will be able to tell you the full story. But for now,
Oh,
I just need to let
Pause
you
it real
know
quick.
that I will know.
What's up?
Which, by the way, according to some of the other girls that were the former talents, those NDAs seem to have dissolved as well as soon as the company went down. So now we have more information coming out as the days go by.
Hey, if you want to post it all in the show prep part of the Discord, you find some
Sure.
shit. Yeah, no. So, I was seeing reading some of the comments. Hey yo, hope all is well from Kate Mystery. Ads, evil. Yeah, I mean, this is how, I feel pretty much this is how I feel about frickin' ads.
Get him out of here! He's got AIDS!
Well, maybe that wasn't the best thing to post to talking about the Immunodeficiency Foundation. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
No. This person was born with it. They didn't get it through, sharing needles or, being on Grindr too much.
Yep.
No longer be a part of VShojo. If you give me a moment of your time, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I know for a lot of people right now that this might be the first time you were ever watching me. I became a VTuber because I really wanted to make friends. I was very lonely due to the fact that I have a primary immune deficiency disease called CVID. I basically have a low to near non-functioning immune.
Might as well just CVID is a relatively frequent form of primary immunodeficiency found in about 1 in 25,000 people. This is the reason it is called common. The degree and type of the deficiency of serum immunoglobulins and the clinical course varies from person to person, hence the word variable. An additional characteristic is a decreased IgA and or IgM level or a low level of all three major types of immunoglobulins, IgC, IgA, and IgM. In some individuals, there are defects of the T cells, and this may also contribute to increased susceptibility to infections as well as autoimmunity, granulomatous disease, and cancer. Sorry for subjecting you to that. I'm just, it's kind of how they, it's like, I feel like I'm like trying to read like Mayan runes or some shit.
System.
Yeah. I will
Which
send
means I
you
get sick a lot.
legal. I'm
And
gonna
it's
send you some
hard-
legal mindset videos.
All right, you can just post in the show prep. I'll get it ready.
Yeah, I will.
All right.
Caused me to remain isolated for long periods of my life. So then I found streaming, and I thought about giving it a try because I wanted to see if I could make some friends online, because I honestly couldn't ever leave my room. I never really expected to grow an audience or anything. It was one of the last things on my mind. I just thought that I would stream to, 5 to 10 people and just hang out from time to time, make some friends, play games, and just continue on with my life. But unfortunately, I was too scared to stream with my face. So a friend of mine recommended that I try an app called FaceRig that would allow me to use an anime avatar to stream. And that's how I started VTubing. It took me a while to take it seriously and even begin to think about maybe being able to grow a community and even make this a career. I think I really started to take it seriously around the time when I was approached to join VShojo, and it was through VShojo that I was able to grow into the Iron Mouse that I am today. When I was approached in 2020 and asked to join VShojo, it seemed like a good idea, but I honestly did not know if I could ever be a corporal VTuber because I felt like I just couldn't. In my mind, I saw myself as unhireable, which is why streaming worked for me. I had no boss, no strict rules, I had no hours, no expectations. It was all up to me, and due to the fact that I have lived my life chronically ill and being unable to do much of anything, I just felt like there was no way that anyone would ever take me or want me. For a while, I was struggling to make a decision because I was afraid about my anonymity and afraid about trusting people because I felt like every time I put my trust in people, it always ends in grief for me. So I was worried about expectations and...
You know what?
Yeah. Hmm?
Oh,
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. Sorry if I said something, but might want, you know,
No.
want to. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
It gets worse. I mean, we're hearing like people doxing like some of this talent too.
Yeah. The videos I sent you should, especially the last one I sent, should cover that.
Oh yeah, no, that's no. I mean, I did some homework going into this. Not enough to really know what any of the hell this is proper, but you know, enough. But yeah, no, these it's all fucking weird, man.
a million and one other things.
It's odd.
But I ultimately decided to join VShojo. It really pains me that I am unable to fully explain why.
My boyfriend and I have been
Oh my god. No one cares about your boy toy.
Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Blah, blah, blah. Fucking hate ads. Die, die, die.
But for right now, here's what I am allowed to share with you. I would always be told
I almost feel like I should
how
just,
important
I should probably just like,
I was for the company.
I don't know, record this shit
And
on
I
my
was
own,
always
like,
told that
streaming
I was
shit
needed
before
in order for the company to
have that
succeed.
instead of fucking
Although that
ads.
was very positive to
That's
hear, it put a lot of
Sam was his
pressure and a lot
boyfriend.
of stress on me to the point where I felt guilt tripped into signing.
Wait,
I felt
what?
responsible.
No, they were talking about nobody wants to hear about your boy toy. It was talking about the ad, not me.
Oh, okay. I was just like, what? I was so
Listen,
confused.
no.
Oh, in the chat. Okay.
Yeah, talking about Icarus. Yeah.
Oh.
For everybody. I felt responsible for staff and talent alike. And I felt like if I didn't do this and if I didn't stay, I was hurting everybody and I was destroying everybody's life. But this didn't feel right with me, and I began to feel extremely uncomfortable. As my viewers know, privacy has always been one of my
pause it real
biggest
quick.
concerns.
A lot of these girls feel the same way, and it all plays in part of the fucking fact that these, that the management and the CEO, well, not all the management, apparently some of the management was good. Oh, thank you. Some of the, mainly the CEO was, just put it on the table, was, basically being really manipulative and basically gaslighting it to like where it's like, oh, this business whole thing is like we're all part of a family and all that. So it was just like a very manipulative tactic that the CEO did. So it's just, and now it's just because of that, her and the other girls are just left with that sort of mindset that a lot of the reasoning why VShojo is shutting down is mainly their fault.
And looks like in the chat, Bruce Boinker says, I'm here from my stream. How's everyone? Toy ain't nice. What the fuck is this? This is a VTuber. Yeah.
I've had a lot of scary experiences in my life. So
Opera
one amazing
and
thing for me
U-Block
was
goes a
the
long
fact that
way.
VShojo
Yeah.
handled all my payments, and it meant
Opera
that
takes a
I never had to
lot.
give out any of my personal information.
Why does she
So
sound like
that
that?
was always a blessing to me. As time went on, I decided
woman.
that I wanted to try to start pulling
That's right.
out my remaining funds because I wanted to start taking over my own finances. This is what led me to this point. Throughout the years, Connor and I have raised around $4 million for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The majority...
Who's Connor?
CB Dog. They some British voice actor guy who became a YouTuber that became friends with her, and they did quite a lot of streams with each other over the years, and basically he helped her a lot in the past when it comes to fundraising. Like he even went as far as to like did like some like a bicycle race thing across Japan for help donate to the IDF.
Right. Again,
Yeah, so-
this again, if you're just listening in, we're talking about the Immunodeficiency Foundation. Don't worry, your precious VTuber money isn't going to blow up a bunch of terrorists hiding among Palestinian children. Okay?
Fucking Atlas here's just laughing his ass off when you saying that.
Okay. So
Some news agency listed him as being pro IDF because he put out a tweet in support of the Immunodeficiency Fund.
wow, that's
Yeah.
that's retarded.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. All right, going ahead. Sorry.
All right.
of the money raised is through Tiltify at events like the Cyclothon, the charity auction, and
Yes,
other
there is
miscellaneous
Cyclothon.
events that we've had. However, because of the success of my first subathon, I decided to donate half the earnings of my following two subathons to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The first time I tried this, it worked great. Over 200,000 people supported me, and because of that, we raised over $329,350 to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Because the money came from my Twitch revenue instead of a Tiltify link, it required VShojo to make the donation on my behalf. They promptly sent the payment, and the subathon was a huge success. So I decided to do it again the next year. My last subathon was one of the biggest events I've ever done. The support was overwhelming, and I ended up getting over 300,000 subscribers and breaking the all-time sub record. But this also meant that we had raised $515,000 for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I once again asked VShojo to make the donation on my behalf, but unfortunately, still a year later, VShojo has not paid the charity. The Immune Deficiency Foundation means the world to me. Connor and I have both spent a ton of energy, time, and resources raising money for charity. And we're both so proud to be able to say that we've raised nearly $4 million for charity. We almost always raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. They help people with primary immune deficiency diseases, or PI, which are inherited disorders where a part of the body's immune system is missing or doesn't function properly, which makes people like me more prone to infection, and this includes over 450 different conditions. The Immune Deficiency Foundation is a charity that is near and dear to my heart and has a particular significance in my life. When my health first started getting really bad, the Immune Deficiency Foundation helped me immensely when I really had nowhere else to turn. I was terrified, I was lonely, and I was confused. I honestly didn't really know what was going on, and I never ever want anyone else to go through that. This entire situation has broken me.
If you're a man over 30 who makes at least 150,
Okay,
That was well timed.
I want to fucking kill myself. That's part of Iron Mouse's genuine voices. Bruce says she'll return. I remind you guys, Iron Mouse was and still very much is an opera singer, and a very good one too. Like, damn. Her voice is just softer and smaller whenever she streams. Oh.
Yep.
Hopefully there's only like 2.5 minutes. That should be the last fucking interruption from an ad, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Opera and uBlock. Yeah, no, definitely. This is going to be the last time I use Chrome, 100%.
I just want to do something good and to give
At
back
least for
to a
streaming
community
purposes.
that helped me.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's not the case. As much as I would like to continue to talk about this, unfortunately, I can't. So, to recap, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the Immune Deficiency Foundation is owed over $500,000 from VShojo. I really wish that I could tell you more, but right now, I have been advised to wait for legal proceedings. As of right now, I am an independent VTuber. I am at a loss of what to do right now. I'm kind of processing everything. I'm very sad and very confused. Once again, I want to apologize to the Immune Deficiency Foundation.
I think
and
I
to
can
my
stop it right
community
here.
Who has shown
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the problem is like Mousy didn't do anything wrong, and so she doesn't have anything to really apologize for. And people like said, Mousy, you don't need to apologize for this. None of this shit's your fault. But at the end of the day, it's just what happened was just so screwed. And then to give Atlas right here just a bit of a time frame, like after she made that video, all of the other talents at VShojo within a 24-hour time frame just dropped from the company like that. So it was just like the company was just shut down after a full 24-hour time period after that video dropped.
Yeah, damn, they were quick with that then.
Oh yeah, no, like we're gonna get into it a bit more, but yeah, no, they lost the company lost all of their talents overnight, essentially. So, like project, like even big names like Zen, Treya quit like I want to say a month or so ago, along with 2 other names, and then now like what's another one? Haruka has quit, Henya's quit, Project Melody's quit. Just everyone vacated within 24 hours after that video. And then the fucking CEO made a really shitty apology that you missed hearing out on. And everyone just tore it the fuck apart. I even fucking went in and just tore it apart, and I told him his ass needs to get put on no fucking hire list for that shit. But yeah. Sorry to hold you up, but yeah, no. Oh, who's this? Vey? Oh yeah, this one's very good.
And I'll show that to you, everybody, while I get the, this. And so our NDAs are now void. Why I left VShojo. Back in 2023, VShojo tried to bully me into one of the most predatory contracts that I have ever seen. When I tried to ask more about it, their chief operating officer got extremely hostile with me and refused to answer any of my questions. And so I had to hire a lawyer in order to get some clarification. During the talks, it became clear that VShojo would rather let me go than to take less away from me. They were ultimately wanting me to give up more than half of all my sponsor revenue and over 60% of all merch sales. All I asked from them in return is to not take a cut of the sponsors that I was getting through Mythic, as that cut was already being taken. They said no, they want it all. And so I asked to leave after being treated like I was disposable in our talks. They basically made it seem like they were my employer and that they're the reason for my success, that I owe them and that I should be happy to give them my money. In order for me to leave, they demanded I sign an NDA that prevented me from speaking to any of the other talent about it. I cannot say why I was leaving. I cannot say what the terms that I was saying no to were. I even got in trouble for advising them to hire their own attorneys. They would watch my streams, read my Discord, and then threaten to sue me if I said anything that hinted towards how I really felt about the company. I was threatened with a lawsuit. Okay. Another of their leave terms was that they will announce both me and Silver on the same day in order to minimize the damage to their company. Their COO has begun to push a narrative on 4chan, yes, I'm serious, and other social media that I am leaving because I plan to join OTK. What's that?
OTK?
Yes.
Ow. Let me see real quick. Highlight that real quick. Because I plan to leave to join OTK. I think that's just another agency.
Alright, and that both me and Silvervale are troublemakers, so they were letting us go. Later I found out that Yanners wanted to leave around the same time due to also being unhappy with the contract, but was told that she couldn't because it did not fit their narrative that they were pushing internally and externally. The amount of hate we've gotten over leaving, from fans calling us greedy bitches to people saying we're abandoning our friends and tossing aside the company because we're successful enough, shit was fucking painful. Not being able to say anything sucked. I only found out that I didn't get paid after any of my sponsors, after I had already signed the NDA. After 2 years, I have still not been paid back fully. To add insult to injury, they also demanded I had to pay them back $10,000 for some of the anniversary assets, which, when they sent me back months later, were half finished. Despite all of that, I have had immense faith that the company has gotten better over the past 2 years. I assume they rewrote their contracts after losing 3 people due to them and seeing all the new talent join. Clearly this is not the case. Now for some fun facts. Their company lawyer has an expired law license. He literally does not practice law anymore, yet he was our point of contact for any legal help we needed. What the fuck?
Yep. Oh, yeah. They used a non-lawyer as their point of contact, which was very odd and interesting, to say the least.
Oh,
Meaning that they were going the cheapskate route.
Yeah,
While the actual talents had to hire actual lawyers.
That's fucking gay.
Yeah.
They actively pitted us against one another during my time here. Christian Sanchez, I saw the picture, reference Wizard of Oz. Yeah, no, that's why I find it funny. Also, yeah, I guess we're not in Kansas anymore here. Not that I ever was.
No, we were in hell.
Excuse me. Well, I thought that was just called Kansas, but I digress. They actively pitted us against one another during my time there and compared our success to others. They tried enforcing streaming schedules so that our view count would look better due to less overlap. They would always shit-talk other VTuber agencies. They literally would spend company money to get a tiny dig at them, especially HoloLive. It literally lived rent-free in Gunrun's head. They were convinced HoloLive was over when they signed Kason and Nizuna. I got a video that Kason has lined up. I got the opera with the U-Block origin. Thank you, Bruce.
Yep.
Our previous talent manager got ghosted for 6 months by Gunrun, told not to do any work for us, and then got fired for not doing anything.
Yep.
Okay, and this is the same company that would tell people they couldn't debut for a year?
Yeah, essentially. Yeah, the people who are they would tell people, especially the new hires, that they wouldn't be able to debut for a year, and they were also told before in that time frame you can't stream. He can't make money
So go work
without
a
our
normal-
permission.
So wait, obviously they could go get a normal job, right?
Probably, but that's not what they want to do.
Yep. Christian Sanchez from movie. Excuse Mr. Wizard of Oz. I brought my friend to see Wizard of Oz, the Tin Man Coward La Lion.
Yep.
Okay. During this fiasco, we weren't able to get any assistance. MTD got reprimanded for being creepy to us. Huh. Got told not to message us privately. Go figure.
So, yeah, you know how I said that, how you and I, a couple days ago, that this might turn into a sexual harassment case? This is what I was talking about.
Lovely. So, hostile work environment.
Yep.
I got the creepler working with you.
Yeah. What's your take on this so far, Atlas?
If you're getting into the VTuber game, you're to get fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go indie or go broke, essentially.
Yeah, go indie or go broke.
Yep.
Because it's not going to turn out for you well otherwise.
Yeah.
Base Connect stays on top, but even then, you're still stuck as an independent contractor, so it's not going to pan out well for you in the long run.
No.
Do it as a hobby.
I wouldn't say do it as a hobby. Just don't do it with. Just don't do it with the company.
Yeah.
All right. Previous talent manager got ghosted for 6 months. Prioritize list.
I have
Okay,
proof
go-
from other streamers attending
Mhm.
their in real life parties that MTD would actively shit talk me after I left the company to paint me in the worst light imaginable. Don't know why
Yep,
you're
they
acting
would-
innocent on. Gone.
Yeah, they would actively turn the girls on each other, essentially. It's just, they would make this like some sort of like telenovela level of drama, just so that way they can keep the heat off of their backs.
What was the guy CEO's name? Was it like Justin Guzman?
His name is on the apology thing.
Justin Gunrun.
Justin. Okay, yeah, it's some wacky ass name, but it sounds like a cartoon villain sort of name.
Don't know why you're acting innocent on Twitter, pretending you weren't aware of anything. Can't wait to see all the shit that comes out about you because there's loads, but
Yeah.
those aren't my stories to tell. Thanks for reading, and thanks to those who stuck around between then and now. Thank you for giving me Silver and Yan the benefit of the doubt when we needed it the most.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's it is certainly something, man.
So I have.
Hold on. We're gonna watch this video
Yeah.
of
Okay.
well, first I'm gonna change the stream. This is the aforementioned K-Sun that
So I have.
bragging about.
I have been lied to from the company a lot about the situation. So my payment stopped last September. I was asking what's going on for a long time, multiple times. All they said was, it's going to be paid, it's going to be paid, it's going to be paid. And it was never paid. And I think it will never be. Yes. The reason why I waited so long was that if I like say, okay, I'm gonna reveal this information and I'm gonna quit. If I say that, I thought they were not going to pay me the amount they owe. And that was scary for me. But, so recently, I've decided, fuck it, I'm leaving. And I was about to tell you guys that I will be leaving, this month. And I was getting ready for that. I wasn't ready for today's, whatever came out today. I was not ready. There were so many things that I didn't know. but this is what I know, and this is my story. And I will have the VShoujo CEO, VShoujo JP CEO, explain this to you guys, because I have done so many. Well, it's not so many. It's only about 2. I've done 2 streams with him. I was saying all the good things about VShoujo. Fucking embarrassed about this. Now that I know that I fucking lied to. So, I'm so ashamed of myself for believing in someone who only had interest in our money. Well, let's ask the VShoujo CEO, VShoujo JP CEO, about what the fuck's going on. I'm going to call him right now. こちらは、VShoujo. This is VShoujo. JP CEO. Are you still the CEO?
For now, yes.
まだギリギリ CEO だそうです。はい。音も聞こえてるということなので、
I'm not sure if this is like the translated version, but Asmund Gold saw the translated version of this.
I wonder if I...
Let me...
Hold on.
Yeah, let me see if I can actually dig it up.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not into that moon rune shit. I can't...
It's a little esoteric for my taste.
Right.
Sorry about all
right.
that. I'm just glad I managed to find it. Where is the...
Let me... Yeah, where the fuck is it? Fans deserve to know. God damn, where is it? Translated. Yeah, where the fuck is it? Okay. Yeah, you're probably gonna have to skip it, but skip the conversation. But essentially, what happens is that he lies to her face, saying that the company is still has sufficient cash inflow and outflow, and he's just like, and K-Son's like, wait, so you could still have paid me back in September, and he's just like, yeah.
Then why didn't you pay it?
Yeah, and K-Son's like, so where's the money? And he's just dead silent. And she's like, hello, did you die? On stream. And it's just like, you know what? And he's like, you know what? I quit. You just like, I put my resignation in today. I'm not waiting around to quit on the 31st. I am done as of now. This is wrong. I'm not going to stand by this company any longer. And he's like, okay. That's all his response was. Is okay. Like you could hear like the nonchalant lack of care in his voice.
I think at this point, what's there to care about?
Yeah, he clearly doesn't.
He knows that it's going down the tube.
Yeah, he knows that it's going down the tube, and it's just like
It's as he said, I'm the CEO for now.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for now I'm the CEO, and it's just like, yeah, well, like, act like it. Fuck.
Shameful behavior.
Yeah. Also, Samus, after the stream, check a group thing.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
The schedule is getting moved up a lot quicker than I want it to be. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But anyways, continue. Sorry, it's just I don't think I can find the translated version anywhere unless I do like a serious dig, and I don't want to hold up the stream.
Wanna cry?
blah blah blah. Sorry, I don't speak moon. I don't speak anime. But English I do speak. And this guy, you know, he's got like eyes, you know, off in different directions, you know, to see every detail of the courtroom.
The Shoujo meltdown continues as things get worse for the VTubing company. Of course, the legal mindset we teach you to be your own judge. Amanda Esquire, American attorney, and this is a fast facts version. Now, this is going to be a not so fast facts version because I was having some internet troubles. I don't know really what it was. I thought it was my streaming software. I thought it was OBS, but it's probably a connection issue for tonight. So while I get that sorted, I'm going to do this one. It will be a little longer than normal because I've got a lot of stuff I need to cover. Some things I have covered, some things I haven't covered, and we're going to get to those today on this kind of extended fast facts version. Please leave a comment and a like below, and I do apologize for those attending the lives and weren't able to see that because, well, my connection wasn't working. So sorry, guys. I love you and appreciate you. But as always, we have a PowerPoint. So let's get through this PowerPoint on the death of VShojo. So starting out with, of course, the best meme out of this with Case on here. We've got Justin the Gun Run Ignacio. Now, he made an official statement, which I did a separate video on, but I had some additional stuff now that I've simmered down a bit and thought about it. Another thing I wanted to mention about this statement, and as before, I said this is a confession. This is admitting to criminal activity. This in no way removes him from culpability. His attempt to say this was something that he, quote unquote, later learned does not get him out of it. And also, all the proof shows he knew about this. And he was actively fundraising for Iron Mouse during this. We have photos of that. We have proof of that. And he even sent out a congratulations. So him trying to ostrich this is absolutely ridiculous. And he is, of course, as the CEO, responsible for everything in the company, right? At the ultimate, the buck stops at the top, right? That's why you get paid the big paycheck, because you have the big risk, right? So at the top of the food chain, you have the highest risk and the highest reward. If your company is super successful, you can become a Bezos or Elon Musk, etc., right? But if it fails, you can be an Enron, right? And you can be that guy. So that's the risk of CEOs. That's why you take on that burden, and that can ruin you as a personal brand, as an individual CEO, if you are at the head of a company. And now this guy, the Gun Run, is going to be bearing that for the rest of his life. Now, does that mean the responsibility stops with him? Listen up, Tech Town. No, it does not. Of course it doesn't. But he still is responsible as well. So Gun Run is on the line, and others are too. And what was really funny is, like rats off the ship, we have this guy over here, Mutindo, who immediately, this is a guy who quit, 2 months ago-ish, and he's trying to say, nah, bro, what the absolute F at the Gun Run, pretending as if he didn't know. This thing was going on for a year almost, and likely even longer, but at least a year, right? We've got proof that it may be much longer than a year, but certainly when he was there. So yes, he knew about this. This was not a secret. In fact, we're going to show this recently revealed pitch deck that actually shows that this guy would 100% have been there at the time in which this was going down. So trying to pretend that he didn't know this absolutely does not. And further, it wouldn't get him off from being deposed, from being, investigated for his portion, his contribution to this, because certainly this guy, knew something. So, I mean, he's got to, they've got to figure out, okay, what did this guy know? What did he not know? What part of this would he be culpable for or not culpable for? Because there's something that this guy likely did know. And, they were looking at these projections, which, here's part of the pitch deck here in my PowerPoint, and then we'll go over a summary that's been provided on X. You've got a forecast from October 2024, which already wasn't looking good. Right. The forecast was already looking not good, even in October of 2024. But then you see in January, and this is based on Addison, who got this information over here on X. And I am taking this at its face value. So understanding.
Wow.
Yeah, this guy's got himself into major legal fucking trouble with his stupidity.
Not a great spot to be in.
Oh yeah.
But it's a great spot to pause this so I can read this off. The wifey, UVD, whatever, and I got access to the recent VShojo pitch deck, and some of this stuff is really interesting. Describes Gunrun as most well-connected Twitch staff. Lost $2.5 million in 2024. Even with aggressive growth, they'd still not turn a profit. This includes plans to license out intellectual property. Uses the fact they raised over $1 million for charity to attract investment, unable to confirm if this includes the $500,000 that is unpaid. 10 talent managers, their salaries are included within cost of goods sold. 20 to 30 employees. Claims intellectual property licensing will bring in $2.1 million with nothing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And now, my understanding is that all of the actual talent were independent contractors, not actual employees, correct?
Yeah, that's how they can call them, partners. Yeah.
So how the hell did they have 20 to 30 employees? Which sounds to me like I'm, not too clued into the situation, but it sounds like more people on staff than they had actual talent.
Essentially.
Yeah, it's kind of like what's sort of bringing down college right now. It's too many fucking administrators.
Yeah. Well, I suppose they also got a lot of investment because they kind of popped off in 2020, didn't they?
Yeah, because during around the COVID time when people were still at home, but then like they still had a hopeful trajectory, still keeping COVID numbers, but then it's just like it's like people started going back outside.
They overestimated what it would be like when people return to normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the new normal just turned out to be the old normal. Thank God.
Yep.
That, of course, any information can be proven to be not credible, etc. But let's take this at face value because it matches up with concurrent testimony and concurrent reports and pretty much the consistent reports of the talent. So at this point, I am going to take this at face value. So based on what Addison says here, Wifey and I got access to a recent VShojo pitch deck, and some of the stuff is really interesting. TLDR describes Gunrun as the most well-connected Twitch staff. That is very interesting. Lost $2.5 million in 2024. What that shows to me is a level of financial negligence that is pretty insane. And I understand that businesses are supposed to lose money the first couple years, but this business has been going since 2020, right? At this point, at some point, you have to start making calls to cut back. And I'm sorry, as an adult, and once again, as a CEO, and this guy is not a child, he's not a kid, he's an adult, you need to make adult business decisions. What does that mean? Scaling back on advertising and marketing. What does that mean? Scaling back on some large events. What does that mean? Cutting back staff. If you have staff that need to be trimmed, they've got to be trimmed. What does that mean? Renegotiating splits if you have to, and then maybe you'd have to lose contracts over that, right? Or
this was definitely
terms,
read by someone who has no fucking law degree or business degree whatsoever.
No idea of what accounting looks like.
No.
Yeah, if you have 30 employees, you need one talent manager max.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if you need. It's like you only had. They only had maybe I want to say 13, 14 of the biggest names in the Western YouTube VTubing. So to have that many fucking staff members for only 13 people is ridiculous. With and that's not including the fucking recruits. Do you want to go to the other side where it's not so windy? Yeah. Yeah. No. It's just a severe lack of knowledge on how to run a fucking business was what led to this huge shit show downfall. So That was just the main issue of this. It's just like you think, and it's just someone who doesn't also know how to like balance finances and knows how to like what kind of cuts they need to take or not. So, yeah.
Start with your over bloated staff, you dummy.
Yeah, that needed to be like cut 3 times over. You probably should have had only like
They're probably
one.
renting an office in a really nice place when, you know, with the infrastructure needed for something over the internet, that's wasteful to in the at the very least.
Yeah. What? Exactly. It's just so. This guy had just no idea how to manage anything whatsoever.
Telling me.
Who led people in with a unsustainable model. And I understand that they wanted to have this model that was...
You know what this actual scandal reminds me of? You remember the
Which one?
completionist and his charity scam?
It sounds familiar.
That was like supposedly for some frontotemporal dementia shit, and it's just no, it's so dear. My mom is so dear to me, and she was like crazy, and she like fucked off with some random she got seduced by some dude from Kansas. I read that whole fucking thing, and it's like, I'm gonna go fucking, that goodwill I built up over the years by presenting myself as some soft, cuddly, lovable fat dude. I'm gonna just pour gasoline on it and set it on fucking fire. How about that? That's what this reminds me of.
Yeah.
I don't even know what
talents
server
first,
we're
and
calling
we're
it.
going to do all this for them. But
Bloom, we're doing stream right now.
Oh. Hi, Bloom.
Oh, you're live streaming. My bad.
Yes.
It's alright. Look, if you got something to tell me, you can DM it to me.
No, I don't got anything. I was just curious. I'm about to go to work soon, though.
Kansas is stuck on my mind. Icarus, I could see it from my house. Anyway.
Oh, Icarus is around. I don't know. I'm not paying attention to the channel or anything. Oh.
It's the chat.
But yes, let's keep going.
That wasn't the reality of how a business could operate, and they certainly were not able to operate that way for whatever reason. And we don't know exactly how their finances split out. We don't know where that money was funneling, who was getting what. I'm really, really, really curious to get those balance sheets and show exactly where they were allocating their money. And based on some reports, and I know that CDOG VA did this, it seems like they might have been over budgeting on advertising and marketing, like in Shinjuku Station, when they should have been focusing on, paying for the talents and, paying the talents at all.
What was the point of even having an advertisement in real life for VTubing? Also, holy shit, that face is terrifying to freeze on. Hello, Icarus.
Legal mindset is a little bit uncanny to look at.
It's like, it looks like it's a horse, of course.
I think that there was probably some advertising budget that was going into the talent showing up at streamer award shows, like TwitchCon shit like that.
Okay.
There was a really, I'll just put it on the record. I'm not big on VTubers. There was a really cringy show that Iron Mouse put on for people at TwitchCon or whatever it was, where she debuted some new musical single of hers, and it was kind of like if you remember back in the day when they had those the Hatsune Miku virtual concerts.
Yes.
It was something along those lines where they had the VTube model just kind of singing and dancing along, and she had her voice lines going on. So I assumed that was something that was factored into the advertising budget. So there must be something that goes on there.
I just thought the advertising budget mostly went up their nose.
That's also a good idea.
In the form of cocaine.
Yeah.
That's exactly what was on my mind.
Really? So there's probably some misallocation of funds. We don't know
Probably.
yet whether there was any true theft of funds. So we do not know yet whether they were
No. The funds weren't stolen. They were embezzled. Big difference.
taking the funds for a completely wildly illegitimate purpose outside the business, for example, for personal gain, for buying a yacht, for buying a Ferrari, a Lamborghini. We also don't know what the compensation was for the executives. Were they taking a haircut? Were the executive officers taking a haircut at a time in which they were not paying out their contracts? That's what I want to know. And I have a sneaking suspicion that they were not. But we'll see. So even with aggressive growth, they'd still not turn a profit. Even with aggressive growth. And that's unrealistic, right? This includes plans to license out IP.
And aggressive growth in a field that seems to have plateaued, if I'm not mistaken, as far as like, these multi, personality agencies are concerned. Huh.
What IP? See, that's the thing. They don't own the IP. So the only way they could do that is if they renegotiated the contracts to take the IP away from the talents, to remove the IP from the talents. The only way to license out IP under those contracts would be to get the permission of the talents to license out that IP. Now, a license can be terminated at any time, right? A license is not a sale, but still, that's a lot. And that is a very interesting element there with regarding the IP that they were planning to perhaps restrict or renegotiate the contracts as it relates to IP. So uses the fact they raised $1 million for charity to attract investment. Unable to confirm if it's the 500K. It probably is. 10 managers, 10 talent.
You were saying something?
That thing sucks.
Managers, their salaries are included within the cost of goods sold. Once again, there's been a lot of accountants, and shout out to all the accountants that are out there that have said this is ridiculous. Why? And I'm not an accountant, but I've read
because if you're the only thing you're really selling with this company, it ain't the fucking bureaucrats that are pushing pencils for pixelated, women. That's why it's ridiculous.
a lot of budgets, particularly corporate and government budgets. Why would you do that? That doesn't make sense to me, right? 20 to 30 employees, claims IP posts. Now, once again, I don't know whether that's way too much, but they probably had some folks that they could look into saying, hey, look, we're not doing well. We need to work on our budget. And frankly, you know, when times are tough, you do have to cut back and you do have to say, hey, some staff has got to go, right? Who do we have here that we can remove without hurting the talents? And from what I've heard with the, from the talents in general, is that the support just wasn't really there. They weren't getting that support. So what are the talent managers and employees doing? They were not fully supporting the talent as far as the reports I've heard go. Now, I could hear elsewise, but we'll see. Claims IP licensing will bring in $2.1 million with nothing to back up that number. That's completely speculative. The reason why they use that number is because they're trying to plug a hole here. They're trying to say, well, this is our magic bullet that's going to save us. Initially contained IRL photos of VShojo talent, which we redacted. They were straight up doxing the talent from this. That's really to me, that part of this story is absolutely nuts. And this is the part where, I just think the story keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And the picture that it's painting is of a corporation that just fully was neglecting their clients for a delusion.
They sound lethally incompetent. In short.
I'm sorry, say again?
They sound lethally incompetent.
Oh, they very much are so.
Painfully so.
Mm-hmm.
And now, the reports that, had some guy that was like selling access to the real people behind these avatars for whatever reason. I mean, it almost makes this guy sound like a pimp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
well, that's what VTubing is.
Well, if you work under a corpo VTubing industry, then yeah, that's essentially what it is.
Get him, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
For essentially a delusion. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Yep.
I'll pull up some of the slides here. Let's pull up some of the slides here so we get through that, because I just want to show you guys that some of the stuff here. Okay, so obviously you've got hold on, what we got here. You've got some financial projections here, which we showed already. Yeah. You've got Vishojo. Once again, this is January, so that executive that left 2 months ago is not going to get out of what was public knowledge in 2025 that they're losing money, right? So you had the financial projections there.
Yeah, no one's going to escape that. Can you go back to the financial projections?
Yeah, I got them right here.
You're a more economic expert on this shit.
Okay.
I see. The thing is, I don't know what numbers look like.
Aggressive 2025 for
Okay,
finance.
so they want. Okay, so they're including they're including the salary in here for cost of goods sold, but if they put it down here, it would basically tell everybody that, hey, we're blowing too much money on overhead. So it's they're cooking the books, is what they're doing.
Yeah, well, even when you look at operating income, it's just drastically plummeting. Even with a moderate assessment of 2025's finances, it's, what is that, a little over half of 2024's? And if, the aggressive assessment is dire. Holy shit.
Well, no, that's how much they would be in the red. It would be 0.3 million. It would be 2.4 under. Then their moderate forecast have them 1.8 million under. So they'd still be losing money, but it would be more like the bleeding would be slowing, and aggressive would be they would completely seal it up.
How is operating income in the red?
That's the gross.
Unless
profit.
I'm just totally, I'm totally financially illiterate.
Okay. So, all right. So you have your cost of goods sold. That would be part of the, like, hey, how much money is it how much money is it taking us to push this stuff out the door? So they're including employee salaries in here. I don't know how much they're paying them, but obviously anyone looking at this, if they saw, let's say they put this into that, they would probably. I imagine that the salary and payroll would be more than they're getting in sponsorship revenue, at the very least. May even be more than the sponsorship and the merch combined, depending on how much they're shoving into cost of goods sold. Anyone looking at this would say,
right.
This company is got their priorities completely up their ass.
Yeah.
And what are these other operating expenses? It's 3 times as many as events, 6 times as much as marketing. What the fuck is going on here?
Someone really does not know how to fucking balance shit.
Yeah, their aggressive forecast. They were thinking they'd get this IP licensing on, and they would instantly be like, only under sponsorship would next huge source of revenue.
I missed them. Mm-hmm.
So, these people were, insane and retarded. They're like some kind of blind idiot god of cocaine-fueled excess.
Yeah.
You should get VTubers on cocaine. I think that's the answer to all of these problems right here.
That way they'd be more unhinged and more brutally honest.
Get them on the Face Connect.
Uh-huh. More like Cocaine Connect.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is the talent manager. That's what they were including in there. I'm pretty sure they were offloading this because they weren't actually officially part of the company. They're probably these talent managers, quote unquote, are probably independent employees, like the talent itself was. It's probably how they could get away with offloading it. But
yeah.
Good God, these. Fucking hate these scumbags.
Projections there.
Oh yeah.
Right. And I believe here we go. I had this post here. There were doxes of talents here. Doxing Nova. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Right? Talking about, all the stuff they're going to do, which once again, don't really know it's going to happen in their projections. Not looking good at all. So really crazy stuff coming out of that. And thank you for Addison for getting that information and for putting that together, because I think that's a big element in this story. Okay. So the next thing we have is we have the Vebe kind of letting go of all of her information. Now, this is a big one to go through, and I may even do.
We've already. Let me see how much. I think that's.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah,
this
we've already gone through the Vebe stuff.
Yeah.
We've already gone through that, but this doesn't look like we have gotten through. So I'll spare you.
The Henya video.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, the Vebe thing was damning.
That is.
It's one of the talents that quit VShojo about, I want to say 2 years back. She Silver Veil, one other person quit around the same time frame. But yeah, there was a lot of crazy shit that went down there.
Did we get dogs or?
There was I think that's in the next video for this guy right here. Or at least the last video I sent Samus. So that will be coming up. Yeah. Alright, but going ahead.
Alright.
Henya did a stream, and in addition to saying that she was not paid, like many of the other talents, she mentioned merch and undelivered merch. Now, some of you have asked, is merch an asset? Well, yes, technically. But the problem is it's an asset that's already encumbered, meaning that those assets that they have in merch already need to be shipped out to customers that paid for them. So the customers that paid for them either need to get that merch or they need to get a refund for that merch. But let's say you take that merch and you sell it separately. You just sell it, the bankruptcy trustee takes the merch in a big bag of all the plushies and the hats and everything else, t-shirts, etc.
Speaking of
takes
merch,
them all and sells them at a garage sale.
There was actually a VTuber that actually was forced to retire from VShojo who goes by the name of Matara. She did her own merch without VShojo knowing, so it's essentially a third-party thing, and she wouldn't let VShojo have any money from that third party whatsoever. So they got so fucking salty about it that they forced her to retire over not letting them get their grubby little hands on her own personal money that she invested in her merch.
How about J Shoujo?
J Shoujo.
I mean,
what do you mean by J Shoujo?
Well, what do you think the J stands for?
Job Shoujo?
Not quite.
Go on.
It's another 3-letter word.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know where this is going. Well, they did give a lot of money to the IDF, so or at least they were supposed to. But I guess
interesting point.
Yeah, they ripped off they actually ripped off the IDF. Well, that might be just the most stereotypical Jowish thing I can think of.
Eye for an eye,
and
Jew
essentially
for Jew.
liquidates them. He's not going to get full value. He's not probably going to be able to pay people back full price on that. You might be able to just give them what they have if
Yeah,
it's
hey,
there.
Galaxy,
but
if you're
we'll
listening
see.
and listening
They
in on
even-
this, you should chime in.
Yeah.
Jew Shoujo.
Or V Shouju.
Hell yeah.
Though, yes, merch is
Yeah,
an
go on.
asset. It's already allocated. It's already something that's been purchased in many of these cases because it's unshipped. This is a whole separate nightmare to deal with, a massive nightmare to deal with. And this is something that was exposed on the Henya stream. We also have Nyaners saying that she was also not paid. That's great. That's great. So not paid for multiple years going back to 2023. So we're seeing this as...
Oh yeah, she was the third one that left at the same time. That she was the third person.
Wow.
It was Silvervale, Vey, and Neanders. They left around the same time frame.
So
Yeah,
surprised.
two for the Twin Towers, one for the Pentagon. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Something that is a trend for this company for several years, which is a problem and also shows that the gun run and the management team should have shut this thing down or trimmed it down or done some radical changes to this company years ago. This is not something that got out of hand in a couple of months. This is something he let dig into the dirt. He took $11 million and spilled that into 2.1 million or 2.5 million in debt, right, in the hole. And we don't even know whether that's the full extent of how deeply they're in the hole right now. That's just some of the guesses on how deep this company is in the hole, but they're certainly not doing good. This is also Vey saying looks like nothing changed between 2023 and 2025 in terms of how the org management moves. Couldn't and still can't say because of the NDA. Well, she fixed that and we got that read out. So obviously what the point I wanted to get for this is that this was going on in 2023, right? So it's going on for years. Silvervale, and this is a huge one, says that her heart goes out. There's a lot I wish I could say, but I signed a pretty aggressive NDA. They made my mom sign one too. Completely unenforceable. The mom has nothing to do with this. The mom has no way, is in no way related, was likely not compensated, although I don't know for sure, right? I guess if they separately compensated her mom in some way, maybe. I highly doubt it. And I truly hope Silvervale speaks with an attorney and she just talks to an attorney, has a conversation, and says, I want to break this NDA. This company is defunct, right? What do you think, attorney? And I hope they give her the nod and she can speak up like Vebe, because this is a situation in which I want to hear how they made her mom sign that NDA and under what circumstances they did that. I want to hear that story specifically, because that has got to be one of the worst situations I've heard out there. And to me, the other thing that generally is so heartbreaking.
Yeah, who makes her mom sign an NDA? That's kind of fucking weird, dude.
Yeah, I don't know why the fuck that would be the case. The problem is that I know the reason why they did it. It's just that it's so like out of fucking whack them even consider doing such a thing, because that is just like, it's like what he said. The mom has nothing to do with the VTubing community as a whole, or VTubing in general.
It's a terrorist tactic. There's no way that the mom is legally culpable for that NDA.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just the only reason is it's just so that way, because they know that Silvervale talks to her mom about this stuff, and that's the reason why that they wanted the mom to sign the NDA.
Mm-hmm.
But to keep the moms quiet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
but
100%.
like,
I mean, it's just
it's
Jesus.
It's so out of left field and such like it's such out of their fucking jurisdiction to be even considered to do that.
Who wants to put a parlay down that Hassan is going to take the side of V Shoujo because the legal mindset is against them?
You know what? I'd be curious. I wouldn't be
surprised.
Oh yeah. If he does, then like after everything, he actually might start losing like massive support. If he does,
You know what else Hassan should lose?
his Twitch platform.
I was going to say something a lot more drastic.
What?
I don't want to throw Samus under the bus.
Yeah,
what?
yeah. Okay, look. No. Got it. Rooftop parties. Anyway.
It's okay. It's all good.
Yeah, man. One of them
All
for
right.
Palestine.
Is that most VTubers tend to be on the young side. They tend to be younger people, right? So 20s, for example. And
Yeah,
they haven't had a lot
actually,
of experience.
that's another thing. Because of their lack of experience with the law and all that stuff, they're easier to manipulate, and that's why VShojo was able to get away with this stuff for so long.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you're basically
that's all.
Go on.
No, that's all I wanted to add to this. But yeah, sorry, going ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically just taking advantage of a bunch of shut-ins, people that don't really have a lot of experience in business.
Exactly.
Or anything.
Yeah, or anything.
Shit happens.
I mean,
Yeah.
And then you got some of their fans, and really, they get so fucking crazy, and it's like at some point you just want to tell them, gee, I'm sorry your home life is terrible. But,
No kidding.
Business world. They haven't a lot of experience in the corporate world, and so they don't know what's normal and what's not normal, and they don't know that this is completely abnormal behavior. They're often so awestruck and starstruck by being part of a corporation and so excited to be part of a team that just sign off on anything. They just sign on the dotted line and do whatever it takes to get inside the corporation. You really got to take a beat, take a breath, and think about the soul that you're selling. Next, we had these slide decks as well here that got leaked out. So this is one that once again separately confirmed they're in the hole for 2 million as of 6/21.
Right.
I'm gonna take a look, see if there's any. Are there any links to the Google Docs involved? Of course.
Is there any what now?
I was wanting to see if there are any links to the actual Google Doc links. See if there's anything. I guess there's not.
And the last thing,
I don't think it's the kind of guy that put stuff
so this
in isn't.
Yeah. That's kind of.
Yeah,
stupid.
this.
Okay. Now let's do.
All right. Oh, we got something.
Yeah, corporate.
interesting.
It's kind of funny how he's talking about this. I listened, and Asmongold actually has a degree in law. So
he does?
Yeah, he went to law school.
Wow, good for him.
So so he started talking about this exact concept right here as well on his stream as well.
Executives can be held personally liable for corporate liabilities if absence or inaccuracy of records, concealment, fraud, or financial misrepresentations, commingling of assets, siphoning of assets or funds, manipulation of assets or liabilities, significant undercapitalization. That's all of that's just glaring red flags, which amount to where's the money?
Where's the money, Lebowski?
Yeah, where's the fucking money?
Going after the personal assets of the managers, of the executive team, including the gun run, but also maybe MTD, other people, right, that were there before, to the extent they're culpable. So to the extent they are responsible for the wrongdoing, then, and only then, they can be on the line.
Yeah.
So here's where the standard is for piercing the veil. So executives can be held personally liable for corporate liabilities if there's absence or inaccuracy of records, concealment, fraud, or financial misrepresentations, commingling of assets, siphoning of funds and assets, manipulation of assets and liabilities, and the last one, which I think is the most damning, is significant undercapitalization, which means not funding the company enough. And I think in this case, we have a very, very, very good chance to pierce the corporate veil, because many of these things do show up, do pop up. And if we get the appropriate evidence which links this, I think there's a chance, right? Once again, no certainty. There's never a certainty in the law, but there's a strong chance. The criminal investigation, I think, in my eyes, looking at this, has to happen into this company, particularly related to charity, particularly related to the allocation of funds, particularly related to the relationship with the wages. I think there needs to be an investigation of this absolutely as quickly as possible, and we will see what happens going forward. Of course, I will cover it on the legal mindset, and I will also catch you on the...
Are you guys... Okay, good. All right, let's see if I can get this video that doesn't have some fucking bulb head on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, no, other than that, this should be like a good leadway to the next video. So, but I don't think I'll be able to stick around for this last bit of the video, but you should have enough to...
Alright, so which one is it? Is it the unpaid work, or is it the doxing?
Both. It has all of it. It should have all of the information. It's the last legal guy, whatever the hell his name is.
Legal mindset. Jay Shoujo just confessed a crime. I think that we kind of talked about that, and with this was the initial sort of video with that.
Yes, the VShoujo meltdown continues one. Yeah.
I think
this is as far as I'm aware. But in terms of that, if you want any more, would be a good one. Yeah, this is the last video that I listened to when it came to legal mindset.
All right.
So for right now, but I actually have to get going because I need to get home at a decent time, and it's already like starting to lower down on the sunset.
Yeah, I get you, man, but it's like, you know, I mean, there's also another shitty company. I mean, you know, for so many years, people thought that apparently VShoujo was the gold standard compared to, well, Niji Sanji.
Welcome back to another...
that's always been a thing. Yeah, that's always been a crazy thing about Ninja Sanji's. Like, they're like nowhere near the gold standard, and they have their own huge issues, including protecting a male sex pest.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's I didn't think you'd see that outside of the music industry or Hollywood or...
Right.
Yeah, wow. Who would have thought that a big profitable company would protect a sex offender?
Yeah. Anyways, I gotta get going. I'll talk to you. You have a good stream.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I
later
really
on.
don't got a ton more beyond that. Just, I mean, really, honestly, I think this whole story is just kind of getting started. Frankly. You know, I mean, I honestly think there's really, I mean, I'll be honest with you, man, there's really not much more to say on the subject, you know?
Yeah, no, the lawsuit side of this has just begun, and I really want to see where this plays out.
Well, all right. Well, hey, you know what, everybody? I think I'm going to play us out with this song. It looks like it's Knife Party Internet Friends. And I'll just play this.
All right. Well, y'all have a good one. I'll talk to you later on.
Surely we can be friends. I know so much about you. I love you. Look at everything I've done for you. You'd be nothing without me. Why don't you answer me? I bet you're busy talking to some fucking slut. Fucking skank. Is she hotter than me? Would you fuck me? Are you gay? me on Facebook. And now you're going to die. Now you're going to die. You blocked me on Facebook. And now you're going to die. Now you're going to die. You blocked me on Facebook.
And good night.